Could you spare some time on this weekend? I want to play tennis with you.
Sure. Recently I don't have a job, so time hangs heavy on my hands.
Could you spare some time on this weekend? I want to play tennis with you.
Sure. Recently I don't have a job, so time hangs heavy on my hands.
Can you spare some time this morning? I have something to discuss.
How about tomorrow? I can't spare the time today.
Can you spare some time this morning? I have something to discuss.
How about tomorrow? I can't spare the time today.
If we have time left over, we can go bowling.
If there's any money left over, you can keep it for yourself. Jane, when you get a minute, could you call the phone company for me?
I'm looking for a new CD player. When you get the chance, go by that new store on 5th Avenue.
I'd like to make an appointment to see Dr. Brown.
Hold on, please. I'll see if he's available. Who shall I tell him is calling?
I'd like to make an appointment to see Dr. Brown.
Hold on, please. I'll see if he's available. Who shall I tell him is calling?
Are you available any time on Friday?
Friday, I'm babysitting all day.
Are you available any time on Friday?
Friday, I'm babysitting all day.
Can you make an appointment for later today?
Sure. I have an opening between 2 and 4.
Can you make an appointment for later today?
Sure. I have an opening between 2 and 4.
I don't have any openings this Wednesday.
Can you squeeze me in between appointments?
I don't have any openings this Wednesday.
Can you squeeze me in between appointments?
I'll have to check my schedule to see if I'm free Friday night.
I called Dick to see if he was free to attend the meeting with me.
Are you busy now?
No, I'm just killing time.
Are you busy now?
No, I'm just killing time.
During the long drive to LA, we killed time by reading a magazine.
Our flight was delayed on departure, so we passed the time playing cards.
On the small island of Tahiti, we had nothing to do but while away the hours at the beach.
We have to finish this by 3 or we're in trouble.
Okay, let's make every minute count.
We have to finish this by 3 or we're in trouble.
Okay, let's make every minute count.
We lost a lot of valuable time waiting for the others to arrive.
When I go to the beach, I make a day of it.
He could see how serious it was and lost no time in calling the doctor.
When Jane got sick suddenly, we called the emergency number and the paramedics were here in no time.
Hurry, there's no time to lose.
You're wasting your time trying to get a confession out of me.
Should I invite Dick to join our tennis tournament?
Don't waste your time. He has no interest in tennis at all.
Should I invite Dick to join our tennis tournament?
Don't waste your time. He has no interest in tennis at all.
Don't try to reason with him. You're wasting your breath.
I've heard this 1,000 times. You're just wasting my time.
But I have such a good idea this time.
I've heard this 1,000 times. You're just wasting my time.
But I have such a good idea this time.
My explanations are time-consuming and mentally taxing.
It's cost-free, convenient, and not time-consuming, unlike going to the club after work.
It's about time you got married.
It's about time we gave serious thought to ride-sharing.
The city government has decided to crack down on people who spit on the street. A reckless spitter will be fined $100.
It's about time.
The city government has decided to crack down on people who spit on the street. A reckless spitter will be fined $100.
It's about time.
I already fixed it 3 times, but it still keeps conking out. I think it's about time we had a new one.
I finally decided to apply for the college you recommended.
It's about time you did that. That's long overdue.
I finally decided to apply for the college you recommended.
It's about time you did that. That's long overdue.
Car prices are at their lowest. The time is right to buy a new car.
The time is right to invest in a house because real estate prices are low now.
The time is ripe for a peace settlement.
If you're thinking of buying a house, there's no time like the present.
Sometime before long, we need to plan our itinerary.
There's no time like the present. I will get a calendar and the maps.
Sometime before long, we need to plan our itinerary.
There's no time like the present. I will get a calendar and the maps.
He is in the middle of receiving a long-distance call.
I don't want to respond to telephone sales pitches. I'm in the middle of cooking right now.
I'm really tired. I don't think I want to go to the movies. I doze off in the middle of it.
We were about to leave the house when the phone rang.
I was about to go to bed when someone knocked on my apartment door.
Please mail my letter too while you're at it.
Could you lend me $50 more while you're at it?
Will you go grocery shopping? While you're out, honey, will you pick up my suit at Cleaners, please?
While you are up, honey, get me a glass of water, please.
What did you do while everybody else made big money?
She is rather homely, while her sister is very pretty. What's the date today?
December 7th.
What day of the week is it?
Wednesday.
What's the date today?
December 7th.
What day of the week is it?
Wednesday.
What date does our vacation start?
What date does Thanksgiving fall on this year?
What day does New Year's Day fall on next year?
Your birthday falls on Saturday. That's great.
The meeting fell on the same day.
When is your birthday?
Next Friday.
You mean this coming Friday?
No, a week from this Friday.
When is your birthday?
Next Friday.
You mean this coming Friday?
No, a week from this Friday.
When is the election day?
2 weeks from Tuesday.
When is the election day?
2 weeks from Tuesday.
When did his wife die?
7 years ago tomorrow.
When did his wife die?
7 years ago tomorrow.
When is your birthday?
The day after tomorrow.
No, I mean what date?
July 15th.
When is your birthday?
The day after tomorrow.
No, I mean what date?
July 15th.
When were you in London before?
The year before last.
When were you in London before?
The year before last.
Last week I was in Paris, and the week before I was in Rome.
I was so angry. My stereo broke down the day before my party.
More than 1 million copies of John Updike's novels sold in the last year.
The buyer must pay the remaining half of the purchase price within the next year.
I'm broke. Let's save our money. We could do without lunch this week.
Do you mean every day? I don't feel up to that.
Well, then every other day. I'm broke. Let's save our money. We could do without lunch this week.
Do you mean every day? I don't feel up to that.
Well, then every other day.
I play tennis with my father every other Sunday. So I usually play twice a month.
Excuse me. What time do you have?
It's 8:45.
Excuse me. What time do you have?
It's 8:45.
Excuse me. Do you have the time?
Yes, it's 9:45.
Excuse me. Do you have the time?
Yes, it's 9:45.
What time is it?
It's 5 to 5.
I'll call it a day. What time is it?
It's 5 to 5.
I'll call it a day.
It was only about 9:45 when we got back to the dorm.
Meet me at the Museum of Art near the door at 10:15.
He was there, as he had promised, at 10 o'clock on the dot.
I wanted to make an early start. I told him to be here at 6 on the dot.
She arrived at 8:30 on the nose.
The batter hit the ball right on the nose.
We're almost 1 hour early. What should we do to kill time?
Well, there's a coffee shop across the street. We can take our time over a cup of coffee.
We're almost 1 hour early. What should we do to kill time?
Well, there's a coffee shop across the street. We can take our time over a cup of coffee.
Beginning 4 o'clock in the afternoon, there is a flight every hour on the hour until 7 o'clock.
There's a ferry every 2 hours on the hour.
In Seoul, the plane departs every 2 hours on the hour between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m.
There's a bus every 30 minutes.
There's a train every hour at 30 minutes past the hour.
What are the departure times?
The first flight from Seoul is at 7:30 in the morning and thereafter every hour at 30 minutes past the hour until 8:30 in the afternoon.
What are the departure times?
The first flight from Seoul is at 7:30 in the morning and thereafter every hour at 30 minutes past the hour until 8:30 in the afternoon.
Can I stay until this weekend?
But you'll have to leave by Monday midday at the least.
Can I stay until this weekend?
Yes, but you'll have to leave by Monday midday at the least.
The shop will be open until 10 p.m.
Please turn in the report by Thursday.
Today, I have so much work to do that I'll be working through lunchtime. Normally, I'm working at my desk until lunchtime.
When do we have Christmas vacation?
From December 15th to January 3rd. We begin on January 3rd.
When do we have Christmas vacation?
From December 15th to January 3rd. We begin on January 3rd.
If we have Christmas vacation from December 15th through January 3rd, then classes begin on January 4th. In other words, we wouldn't have classes until January 4th.
He won't be back until Monday.
It was not until the volcano erupted that the people became aware of the immense power of nature.
It was not until recently that I learned they carried these loaded weapons everywhere they go.
The subway runs round the clock.
City crew worked around the clock to repair the damage from the earthquake.
The filling station has round-the-clock service.
What time do you go to bed normally?
I retire during the wee hours and never before midnight.
What time do you go to bed normally?
I retire during the wee hours and never before midnight.
We'll have to leave at the crack of dawn.
My dad and I got up at the crack of dawn to go fishing.
They stole the car in broad daylight.
Why don't you stay a while? The night is still young.
No, I'd better go now. I have to get up early tomorrow morning.
Why don't you stay a while? The night is still young.
No, I'd better go now. I have to get up early tomorrow morning.
The night is yet young.
It's late. It's getting dark outside.
The night is yet young.
It's late. It's getting dark outside.
Where can you go after hours in your city?
Our city has many places where people can go after hours.
Where can you go after hours in your city?
Our city has many places where people can go after hours.
We don't have any trouble so far.
So far, I've only driven American-made cars, and I've had so much trouble with them, I've finally changed my mind and decided to buy a Japanese.
Thus far, our company has picked up overseas orders worth $350 million.
The largest diamond ever found was the Cullinan diamond.
You must deliver our order within 2 weeks at the latest.
That's a little short notice. We will be able to deliver in 3 weeks at the earliest.
You must deliver our order within 2 weeks at the latest.
That's a little short notice. We will be able to deliver in 3 weeks at the earliest.
You can pick up your suit next Sunday.
Oh no, I must have it by Friday morning at the latest. I'm going overseas that day afternoon.
You can pick up your suit next Sunday.
Oh no, I must have it by Friday morning at the latest. I'm going overseas that day afternoon.
I hear that you're going to open a restaurant. When is the grand opening?
It won't be open until next month at the earliest. It's taking a lot of time to decorate the interior.
I hear that you're going to open a restaurant. When is the grand opening?
It won't be open until next month at the earliest. It's taking a lot of time to decorate the interior.
I guess it costs a lot of money.
It sure does. It will cost me a cool 50 grand at least.
I guess it costs a lot of money.
It sure does. It will cost me a cool 50 grand at least.
At most, it should take a couple of hours. That's a far cry from a year and a half. My husband goes to church once in a very long while.
I'll miss you. Drop me a line once in a while.
I sure will. Let's keep in touch.
I'll miss you. Drop me a line once in a while.
I sure will. Let's keep in touch.
She is so busy that she sees her mother only once in a blue moon.
Do you visit him often?
No, I visit him once in a blue moon.
Do you visit him often?
No, I visit him once in a blue moon.
Snow falls on the city of San Diego, California, once in a blue moon.
Why don't we go somewhere and talk over a cup of coffee?
Can you talk about this over dinner?
He is dozing off over his work again.
Could you ask him to call me back as soon as possible?
Everyone here is very ambitious. They all want to move up as quickly as possible.
Have you finished your report?
I'm working on it.
Get it done ASAP. We've got just an hour to the presentation. Have you finished your report?
I'm working on it.
Get it done ASAP. We've got just an hour to the presentation.
When would you like to pick it up?
The sooner the better.
When would you like to pick it up?
The sooner the better. Would you please call me a taxi?
Right away, ma'am.
Would you please call me a taxi?
Right away, ma'am.
Dad says that dinner will be ready right away, so we'd better wash our hands and set the table.
Hurry up or we'll miss the bus.
All right, I'll be back in a jiffy.
Hurry up or we'll miss the bus.
All right, I'll be back in a jiffy. Breakfast is ready. Hurry up or you catch it from Dad.
Okay, Mom. I'll be with you in a jiffy.
Breakfast is ready. Hurry up or you catch it from Dad.
Okay, Mom. I'll be with you in a jiffy.
Could you give me a ride home right now?
Okay, I'll be over in a shake.
Could you give me a ride home right now?
Okay, I'll be over in a shake.
I got home at 1 a.m. and Dad grounded me on the spot.
The police could give you an on-the-spot fine.
Our release is government-approved and official, although not real-time based.
Our airline will provide a new service allowing Internet users to serve real-time information of worldwide passenger flights in response to the rapidly growing Internet environment.
We have no extra money, so for the time being, we can't move to a nicer apartment.
We'll have to keep our old car for the time being until we can afford to buy a new one.
I haven't seen you for some time.
I've been away.
I haven't seen you for some time.
I've been away.
I intend to stay in New York for some time and then go to France by way of London.
I haven't seen him for a while.
She was complaining about a headache, but after a while it disappeared.
Where have you been all the time?
Look, I was only gone for half an hour.
Where have you been all the time?
Look, I was only gone for half an hour.
Where have you been all the time? We were about to start without you.
I'm sorry I'm late. I've been to the bathroom.
Where have you been all the time? We were about to start without you.
I'm sorry I'm late. I've been to the bathroom.
I didn't see her for another 5 years, and in the meantime, she had got married and had a couple of kids.
The visit to animal shelter will bring a lifetime of love and happiness.
Summer is just around the corner, and I pray that my sun-worshipping readers will remember a few tips to protect themselves from ultraviolet rays.
I didn't do my tax returns yet. I'd better hurry up. The deadline is just around the corner.
2 important critical groups have rewarded Newman with their Best Actor prizes. An Oscar nomination cannot be far behind.
Her birthday's coming up next week. I have to buy her a card and gift. She stood me up deliberately.
Don't tell me that was an accident. You did that on purpose.
Did you slam that door on purpose?
No, it slipped out of my hand.
Did you slam that door on purpose?
No, it slipped out of my hand.
How did you get him to throw away that old sweater?
We accidentally on purpose washed it in hot water.
How did you get him to throw away that old sweater?
We accidentally on purpose washed it in hot water. Jane stood me up last night. I think she did it on purpose.
She might have stood you up by mistake. What makes you think so?
I stood her up last week. She got even with me now. Jane stood me up last night. I think she did it on purpose.
She might have stood you up by mistake. What makes you think so?
I stood her up last week. She got even with me now.
I didn't on purpose. I did it in error.
I didn't do it on purpose. I did it by accident.
I met an old friend by accident.
The letter came out of the blue. I wasn't expecting it.
The news of the factory's closing came out of the blue. No one was expecting it.
I chose the wrong friend. I was kicked out of the school.
I made the wrong decision. I'm losing a lot of money on the stock market.
You guys were at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Seoul is a logical place for holding an international conference.
He is seemingly the logical choice for the next president.
Can you fix it by this weekend?
Well, that's a tall order, but I'll try.
Can you fix it by this weekend?
Well, that's a tall order, but I'll try.
Dick did the same thing within 2 days, but I guess you think that's a tall tale.
She took her brother along.
He sent her some roses along with a sweet letter.
Along with candidates' accumulation of wealth, tax evasion, and draft dodging, the criminal records are expected to spark hot debates among voters and politicians.
For 40,000 won, users can get a warranty for their monitor and printer as well.
We're going to the cinema tonight. Why don't you come along as well?
He works at a full-time job as well as a part-time job, and he's an equal partner in the area of child rearing.
My 2 sons, Dick and Jim, are 5 and 9 respectively.
The 2 friends said goodbye and went their respective ways.
Their proposal differs from the last one in many important respects.
I saw the movie actor Tom Cruise last night. In person. He was buying a newspaper. He's cute.
You live in Hollywood, so you must have seen some movie stars in person.
Yes, I once saw Charlton Heston gassing up his car personally at a filling station.
You live in Hollywood, so you must have seen some movie stars in person.
Yes, I once saw Charlton Heston gassing up his car personally at a filling station.
President Clinton decorated the general personally.
The newspaper reporter made sure that she got first-hand information for her article.
Let me tell you from first-hand experience what a delicate and difficult task it is for an attending physician to approach the family of a dying patient and request the patient's organ to help save the life of another.
How do I know that Jane left her husband? I heard it straight from the horse's mouth.
Didn't you hear secondhand about Mr. Brown's tax problem?
No, I learned about it straight from the horse's mouth.
Didn't you hear secondhand about Mr. Brown's tax problem?
No, I learned about it straight from the horse's mouth.
The police couldn't arrest the suspect because most of the evidence was secondhand.
The author named his sources for most of his book's assertions, but many of those he quotes got their information secondhand.
Would you mind if I smoke?
Yes, I would. Your smoking in the office really bothers us. Besides, secondhand smoke is a big health hazard, you know.
Would you mind if I smoke?
Yes, I would. Your smoking in the office really bothers us. Besides, secondhand smoke is a big health hazard, you know.
The headmaster was always coming in and sitting down in the back of the room for about half an hour. He was supposed to be incognito or something.
Where to?
Well, the thing is, I don't want to stay at any hotels on the east side where I might run into some acquaintance of mine. I'm traveling incognito.
Where to?
Well, the thing is, I don't want to stay at any hotels on the east side where I might run into some acquaintance of mine. I'm traveling incognito.
I want to talk to you in private.
All right. Will you excuse us for a minute?
I want to talk to you in private.
All right. Will you excuse us for a minute?
Your husband is a 9 on a score of 10, and that's pretty terrific score.
We have discovered a terrific way to maintain a close, long-distance relationship with our grandchildren who live several thousand miles away.
We had a terrible time on holiday.
I saw millions of people standing in one of those long, terrible lines, waiting with this terrific patience for seats.
I was a little unsettled. Then today I got in a nice groove with my backhand across the court and my forehand up the line.
The market has been in the groove after a deep recession.
Put everything on the 2 hot dogs but hold the pickles. What would you like, sir?
Hold the bones, please.
What would you like, sir?
Hold the bones, please.
Let me have 1 cheeseburger with the whole works.
What do you do for $20?
An oil change, grease job, new filter, the works.
What do you do for $20?
An oil change, grease job, new filter, the works.
I wanted to look particularly well that evening, so I told the barber to give me the works: shave, haircut, shampoo, tonic, etc.
A large number of people are waiting for you.
Lots of people came to the meeting.
I think I'd better carry a bunch of singles in my pocket.
What will surely catch their eyes? The plethora of high-tech toys that have vast interactive capabilities.
He received an avalanche of fan mail.
I'll be there in a couple of hours.
I'll just have a couple of drinks and then I'll come home.
Several of the apples are bad, and several more have wormholes.
I have been to dozens of hotels, and I can tell you this one is very comfortable.
Veterinarians spray and neuter dozens of homeless pets each day before they are placed in cages to await adoption.
Hundreds of onlookers saw the small plane fall from the sky and crash.
To some extent, it was my fault that we lost the game.
The government's policies are to a large extent responsible for the recent economic crisis.
9 times out of 10, it's careless driving that causes an accident.
If people suffering from cancer follow their doctor's order, then 9 out of 10 have a good chance to survive.
Showing your picture to strangers and placing an ad in a singles magazine without your knowledge are beyond the realm of normal parental concern.
Such a thing is not within the realm of possibility.
I like you the way you are.
I like the situation the way it is now.
I like it just the way it is.
I think the way he suggested would be better.
I like it just the way it is.
I think the way he suggested would be better.
Do I have to retype it?
No, you don't have time. Send it in as it is.
Do I have to retype it?
No, you don't have time. Send it in as it is.
That's the way I learned German.
Can't you make an exception?
I'm sorry, that's the way it is. There's nothing I can do.
Can't you make an exception?
I'm sorry, that's the way it is. There's nothing I can do.
I was driving slowly and suddenly a car pulled out in front of me.
That isn't the way I heard it. The police said you were speeding.
I was driving slowly and suddenly a car pulled out in front of me.
That isn't the way I heard it. The police said you were speeding.
You've made the same mistakes as last time.
He drinks as expensive a wine as he can afford.
A teaspoon and a soup spoon are similar, but not identical.
How big is Korea?
A rough map of South Korea looks similar to Indiana in shape and size.
How big is Korea?
A rough map of South Korea looks similar to Indiana in shape and size.
Today is warmer for this time of the year.
She is very affectionate. I mean, she's quite affectionate for a child.
He spends 5 times as much money as I.
It is believed the oceans are leaking water 5 times as fast as it is being replenished.
Would you like to do some overtime today? We'll pay you time and a half. It means 150% of your normal pay.
You mean I make $10 per hour now, so I'll make $15 for overtime, right?
Would you like to do some overtime today? We'll pay you time and a half. It means 150% of your normal pay.
You mean I make $10 per hour now, so I'll make $15 for overtime, right?
I hate you.
I hate you too in spades.
I hate you.
I hate you too in spades.
You're fired.
All right. Someday I'll make you pay for this in spades.
You're fired.
All right. Someday I'll make you pay for this in spades.
My best memorial is my children, and I can speak the same about Mrs. Nixon in spades.
Do you think it will snow tomorrow?
I'll bet.
Do you think it will snow tomorrow?
I'll bet.
I bet he will never show up for this meeting.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I'll bet you $100.
Oh, yeah? What makes you so sure?
He said so to me last night. I bet he will never show up for this meeting.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I'll bet you $100.
Oh, yeah? What makes you so sure?
He said so to me last night.
Did you enjoy yourself at the party?
You bet.
How about your friends?
I'll bet they did too.
Did you enjoy yourself at the party?
You bet.
How about your friends?
I'll bet they did too.
Has Dick been promoted?
For all intents and purposes, yes. The announcement will be made soon.
Has Dick been promoted?
For all intents and purposes, yes. The announcement will be made soon.
How did his wife take his death?
She was, to all intents and purposes, unable to accept the fact.
How did his wife take his death?
She was, to all intents and purposes, unable to accept the fact.
I'll pick you up at the airport by 5 o'clock for sure.
In the dark, I couldn't tell for sure whether it was Polly or Sarah who drove by.
He will pay for his mistake, and there are no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
The doctor's advice to me was clear-cut. Quit smoking or face respiratory problems for the rest of my life.
Why are you painting such a gloomy picture about our financial situation?
I just want to be sure that the problem is crystal clear to you.
Why are you painting such a gloomy picture about our financial situation?
I just want to be sure that the problem is crystal clear to you.
The results of the national election were rather cut and dry. The Republicans won easily.
I hear you're a good singer.
Far from it.
I hear you're a good singer.
Far from it.
He is not a fool, far from it.
Though Professor Kim is said to have recovered from a long illness, he is still far from well and strong.
Pencils are sold by the dozen.
The production of foodstuffs increased by 50%.
We missed the train by 2 minutes.
The cakes cost $1 apiece.
The boys receive $6 apiece for the work.
What's the price per night?
The cost per person will be $400 based on double occupancy, which include airfare, hotel, and ground transportation.
Up to 5 people can sleep in this room.
How many people can this stadium seat?
Up to 50,000.
How many people can this stadium seat?
Up to 50,000.
The company grants workers up to 1 year of paid leave. My husband was on active duty and was often away from home. During those periods, I would receive phone calls on an irregular basis.
Airline booking systems needs to work on real-time basis.
It's a good idea for older people to get a checkup on a yearly basis.